How would your life change if you only thought positive thoughts? Now, I'm not saying like toxic positivity, but if you made a conscious decision to think on things that are positive, good, let's look at what God's word has to say about that. We are in day 22 of the Journey to Peace, 31-day journey through the grief of miscarriage, pregnancy loss, stillbirth. We're working out of this book. We are in the C for change of the acronym PEACE, and we're writing in this journal. So I will link these books below, and you have a free PDF if you go on my website. I will link everything below. Right now, let's go to the journal. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. This is Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. Whew. God has a lot of commands for us in his word. And this one is one of those hard ones to do. Okay. Um, Here it says, whatever is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, praiseworthy. That's what you should think about. Have you ever tried to execute this? It is not easy. But what if you actually tried to do all these things? True, noble, right, pure, lovely, excellent, worthy of praise. This is what we need to be thinking about. We talked yesterday about Romans 12:2, about not being conformed to the pattern of this world, but be transformed in the renewing of your mind. And we're on this section of the book about change. And we're looking at his word to talk about how to renew your mind that we just talked about yesterday. And here, this is one way. It tells you right here a formula on how to renew your mind. Just think. Just think if we were to think about these things. Here, right, lovely. You have to take your thoughts captive, right? Capture your thoughts, capture your mind to think about these things. This is how, this is not a normal concept to the world. But in God's world, because we are not of this world, we are transformed, we are changed, like the Transformers, right? People will see a difference. On at the onset, you may look like I discussed yesterday, a car. But when you have these things in you, you're going to look a lot different than what the world looks like. Okay. Because the world is thinking, not always thinking about these things. Now, I'm not saying because God understands grief, He made these emotions in you about the sadness, the grief, right? We grieve because we love. We love our baby so much, right? And we can grieve, and we can have the joy that we talked about. We can have peace. How do we get to that point of peace and joy? We're thinking about these things. We're being grateful. It's hard to be angry and grateful at the same time. It's hard for those things to coexist, right? So if we're thinking about all these things, it will quite naturally bring us the things that of God has already promised us that we can have. Peace, joy, hope, right? So consider thinking about these things, okay? True, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, praiseworthy, worthy of praise. Consider when your mind goes to something that's opposite of these things, that is not excellent, that is not worthy of praise, that is impure, that is not lovely, okay, that is not right, it's not noble, it's not true, meaning it's false, right? It's like, what is the opposite of that? What is the opposite of these things, right? We need to be thinking whenever our mind goes to what is false, we need to go back to what is true. And we know what is true? God's word. That's why we need to study to show yourself approved, study to show thyself approved. We need to study God's word so that we can fill our minds with what is true, noble, and right. And we know that God's word is all of these things. Okay? I hope this verse in Philippians blessed you as it has blessed me as I work towards thinking about these things and being cognizant. And this is a great reminder for myself to think about these things. Just think about how your life will change if you were to renew your mind and think about these things as God's words tells us to think about such things. All right. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Hope you be blessed. Bye.